Okay. So coming onto your backs on your props, either on your towel or your blanket or your blocks. This is just kind of a gentle opening of the heart. Your legs can be extended long, or you can have the knees bent with the knees resting on one another. You could have an additional pillow or blanket under your knees. So once you've found this comfortable spot, and if you're using a block or books, kind of adjust it so that nothing's feeling pinched or, there's no sharp edges. It should feel just supported. And then let your eyes come closed. Just take a moment to feel your body settling in here. Starting to turn that attention inward. Starting to turn that gaze inward. Starting to notice your body. Feeling those points of contact. Take a moment to scan your physical body. And pausing for a few moments when you get to that heart center and just feeling into that space around your heart. We're going to spend a bit of time today working on opening the heart, creating some space around the heart. So not just the front of the heart, but we'll work on the side and the back as well. Thinking of the body as this full three-dimensional being. And then take a moment once you've finished scanning the physical body to just notice your emotional, mental body. Feel into the quality of your energy, your breath. And then start to deepen your breath. Start to find that rhythmic circular breath, allowing each breath to get a little bit deeper, a little bit fuller. As you inhale, filling up from bottom to top. And as you exhale, exhaling from top to bottom. So there becomes this kind of wave-like motion up and down the torso as you expand that breath. Get that breath as big as you can. Even finding that slight tone in the base of the throat so you can start to hear your breath. That whisper sound of the breath, or that ocean sound of a breath. Use the breath itself to expand that space around your heart. We'll think about breathing, yes, bottom to top and top to bottom, but then also think side to side and front to back. So there becomes this full sort of ballooning effect around your body, filling you up and emptying you out. And as you empty out, really starting to draw in your abdominals, your pelvic floor, to squeeze out all that last bit of air so that you can make space, make room for that new air, new oxygen, prana to come into the body. You start to surround the heart and all of that prana, that life force energy. And then the heart will take that and send it out to every cell in your body. And from here, let both hands just come to rest right on the heart. Take a moment to connect with your own heart center, to attune to your heart of hearts, that inner wisdom, that deep inner knowing. It's not necessarily exactly at the physical heart, but maybe more in the center. And attune to that. We deepen our connection with that. We deepen our sense of trust in that. As we move through the rest of our day, as we move through the world, we move from that place of connection, from that place of knowing. And then from here, you can keep the eyes closed or let them come open. You're going to open the arms up into this kind of a cactus shape. So the elbows are just about in line with the shoulders and the hands are just above the elbows. Go ahead and open up the fingers. And then instead of letting them come all the way to the floor, let them kind of hover just above the earth. So they're sort of grazing the earth. And then feel that opening come across the chest into the pec muscles. And really amp up your breath here. And again, your legs can be extended or they can be knees bent. But really send that breath across the chest, into the arms, up into the throat, down into the belly. And then feel it across the front of the body, but then also feel the back of the heart pressing into your prop, whatever that is. And then here, from here, we're going to take a little bit of movement. So keeping the arms just grazing above the floor, try and drop your fingertips back towards the floor a little bit. And then start to bring the elbows a little bit closer down towards the hips. And then inhale and still grazing the floor, sweep the arms up until they come up above the head a little bit, still in that cactus shape. And just feel along the way as you do this, what happens in the ribs, what happens with the breath, how that feels across the chest. Let those movements be really slow. And get really curious and interested in the sensations in your body. Maybe another one or two more, moving up and then down again. So you're still grazing the earth with your arms, and it's a very slow motion. Good. And then from here, go ahead and bring the arms back overhead. And then on the inhale, extend the arms. Let the thumbs be pointing down and the pinkies be pointing up, and reach up. And then as you exhale, knit your front ribs together so they draw a little bit more down into that block, which might lift the arms a little bit. And then drop them back by the ears, but keep the front ribs knitted in. And then bring the elbows back to the shoulders and maybe extend the arms out, palms up now. And then just let them come right down by your side and rest on the floor like more of a shavasana arm. And close the eyes for a moment and just feel. Feel that space around the heart again. Notice if there's any shifting. Maybe yes, maybe no. Just feel. And then from here, we're going to roll off our blocks. Go ahead and set the blocks over to the side for a moment. You're going to want them again, or your prop, whatever it is, and lie flat on your back. Find that full shavasana shape and just take a moment here. Feel in your body, feel in your heart. Feeling the effects of that gentle back bend that we've already done. And then from here, go ahead and open the eyes. Slide your feet in so that your feet are flat on the floor. Take your hands and interlace them right behind the head and the neck, and then take the legs straight up to the sky. Flex the feet so the heels are pressing up and the toes are drawing down. And then point the feet so the toes point straight up and you get a nice long line. Your knees can be bent if that feels better on your hamstrings or your back. You're not quite ready to have the legs straight. Flex the feet again. Now keep your toes flexing, but point the feet. So you have this kind of flointed, or some people call them like Barbie toes or Barbie feet. Take an inhale and press your low back down into the ground. So you make this imprint with the low back and you knit the front ribs together and down to the back. Your navel's pulled down and your low belly's pulling up and in. Okay. On the exhale, curl your head and shoulders up. Let the weight of the head drop back into the hands. So there's a little bit of space between your chin and your chest. You're keeping all of that foundation in the core that we've already created. And this might be your pose, or this might be your pose. You choose. Or if you can maintain that connection with your back, you're going to start to lower your legs down. Now, zipper your inner thighs together and start to extend out and down. Keep pressing your low back down, keep pressing your navel down, relaxing your jaw and dropping the weight of the head into the hands. Again, you can be right here. There are options. So do the option that works for your body. Hold and breathe, hold and breathe. Good. Now lift the legs back up if they're lowered, drop the head and the shoulders. Good. From here, take the arms down by your hips, palms up. Floint the feet again. Inhale, anchor your belly down, your back down, and exhale, curl your head and shoulders up. Again, keep that same kind of nodding forward of the head, but a little space between the chin and the chest. Now, if your neck doesn't like this, you're staying right where we just were. Otherwise, with this arm position, lower the legs, keep the back pressed down, keep the balls of the foot pressing out, hold here. Maybe take the arms out to the side, palms up. Maybe take them in a V from your shoulders, and if your back starts to pop up, take your hands back, and then maybe take them up overhead. And then curl the knees to the chest, and give yourself a hug, and rock side to side. Okay, we're gonna do that again. One more time. Extend the legs up, point the feet. Ribs in, navel in, lower the legs any amount. Keep the arms up by your ears this time. Curl your head, shoulders, and arms up off the ground. Pull your navel to your spine. Sweep the arms out into that V. Sweep the arms out into the T. And then right by your hips and hold and breathe. 5 breaths here, in and out. Relax the jaw. Again, if your head or neck does not enjoy this, your hands are just supporting the head, or they can be right on the floor. Totally fine. You're still going to be working right here. 2 more breaths. Steady in, steady out. And then hug the knees into your chest. Rock yourself side to side. Okay, this is where you're going to want that firmer prop. Set your feet down like you're going into a bridge, which is where we're going. You're going to take, if you have 1 block, put it on its medium height. If you have 2 blocks, you can stack them one on top of the other. If you have books, you're just going to stack them up high enough so you want your pelvis to get pretty high off the ground. Take an inhale, curl your tailbone long, press into your feet and lift up, and then slide your block right under your sacrum. So that bony part at the back of the pelvis, and it wants to feel really supported there, yeah? Okay. So lengthen your tailbone again. Belly is engaged, front ribs are drawn in. Take a moment here, draw the shoulders down from the ears. Okay. And then from here, you're gonna hug your right knee in, take your hands and interlace it. So you want your prop to be sturdy enough that you can rest all of your weight on that block. From here, take your left leg up, point the foot, lower it down. So ideally, it's hovering above the ground. If it easily drops all the way to the floor, then hug either this knee and more, or get another book. And then send your inner or your big toe forward and the inner thigh down a little bit as you hug the right knee towards you. Good. And just breathe here. Relax the neck. Should be a nice opening across the front of the thigh here. Keep the belly strong so you're not compressing in that low back. You're actively reaching out through the foot. It's hovering just above the ground. Couple more breaths here. Finding as you draw that right knee in, you press the ball of the left foot away. And you send that breath all the way up. The left thigh, into the belly, into the hip. Good. And then gently release that left foot down. Slide the foot in. Extend your right leg up. And just flex and point, flex and point, flex and point until you get about halfway down, and then bend the knee and set the foot down. Okay. From here, hug the left knee in. Interlace your hands around that left knee. Take the right leg up, point the foot, and then lower it down. And again, it's hovering above the floor as you hug that left knee and you press the right big toe away and the right inner thigh down a little bit. Breathe. And this should feel pretty good. We're not really in that. It should just feel pretty doable. And if it feels like too much, you can always have this foot just on the ground. That's okay. You could have a strap and lessen the grip on this leg. So take the option that works. You want to feel a nice opening across the front of the right hip. Drop into that deep, fluid, circular breath here. Good. And then from here, go ahead and set the foot down and slide it in. Take that left leg up, flex and point, flex and point, flex and point until you get about halfway down, bend the knee, set the feet back up for your bridge. So reach down so you can brush your heels. We're gonna come into bridge without the block. Now, so take an inhale, roll your shoulders under a little bit. Exhale, press your feet into the earth, lift the hips, lengthen the tailbone, and then from here, just slide that block out from underneath you. Hold tight here, keep the shoulders rolled under. Now turn the palms down and press into your arms and into your hands. Gentle press in the back of the head so your cervical spine still has its natural curve. Your tailbone's lengthening towards the end of your mat, and the heels of the feet are dragging towards your shoulders as if you're trying to stretch your mat back. As you're starting to turn on your glutes and your hamstrings, turn on the glutes a little bit more to lift and lengthen your spine. Stay fluid in that breath. Now take the hands and grab the edges of your sticky mat and try and pull it apart. So now you're trying to pull the sticky mat apart left to right, and you're trying to drag the end of your mat towards your head with the feet. Take another 2 breaths. And then as you exhale, release the grip on the mat, unwind the shoulders, start to lower down 1 vertebrae at a time. Release the sacrum to the earth, let the knees drop in on one another. Okay. Open the knees again. Feet still hip distance, still parallel. Take an inhale, just relax the arms now. And on the exhale, curl your tailbone up, lift up, press into your feet. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, curl up. So really turning on your glutes here. Inhale, lower down. You're still rolling through the spine here. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, lower down. Take the knees at 90 degrees. Take the hands to the head and the shoulders. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, twist over to the left. Take your right elbow towards your left knee. Extend your right leg long. Inhale and unwind. Exhale, twist over to the right. Extend the left leg. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist and extend. Extend your arms, press your hand or your arm into your leg and your leg into your arm. Inhale and unwind. Exhale to the other side, extend the arms, press. Inhale and unwind. This time, exhale, both hands into the thighs, thighs into the hands. Lift your head and shoulders, isometric. Try and push your legs away. Try and push your legs towards your hands. How hard you work is going to be up to you. Hold and breathe. Hold and breathe. Hopefully you're finding a little shake. Good. And then release the head and the shoulders. Hug the knees in. Rock yourself side to side. And then take your hands behind your thighs and start to rock yourself front to back. Roll and massage all the way from the glutes to the back of the heart. From the back of the heart up to the glutes. Good. And then bring yourself all the way up. Come into an easy cross-legged with the right leg crossed in front of the left. Take an inhale and sit up tall. And this is another place if you're feeling like your hips are not super happy, set your block or your blanket or a pillow underneath your hips. So you can sit up tall. Close the eyes here for a moment. Just feel that stacking of the spine. Feel the work that goes into the core to hold you upright here. All those stabilizing muscles around the spine. Feel the inhale create space and length so that the crown of the head is actually floating up. And that exhale drawing into the midline that creates that stability. Take a moment here to set any intentions you want to set for your practice. And then on the inhale, sweep the arms out and up until the palms touch right above your head. Exhale, draw them right down to the heart. And then release them to the floor and take a bow forward. And just let the bow be easy, the head be heavy, spine can round here. And then we're gonna walk our hands over to the right. Take an inhale, stretch over that right thigh. Take your left hand, anchor it on top of your right, and then sink your left sit bone back to the floor and your left shoulder down, and take a big breath into your left ribs all the way down the side body. And then on the inhale, walk yourself back up. Right hand stays outside that right hip. Inhale, the heart lifts, the left arm lifts. And then as you bend that right elbow, reach your left arm up and over. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, spin your chest open. Keep dropping your right shoulder out of your ear. And then press a little bit into that right arm to get the waist long. And then send your left knee out and away. Good. From here, take your left arm up and add a diagonal from your shoulder palm forward. Take a micro bend in that elbow. Inhale, the heart's gonna lift, and then as you exhale, just take that back of the hand straight back. And let the head be wherever it feels good. An extension of the spine generally works pretty well here. And then bring that arm back to neutral and just pull yourself up by that arm and release. If you're on a blanket, you might want to come off for a minute. We're going to come into a Navasana. So find your balance on your sits bones, toes on the floor, hands behind your thighs. Lift your heart. And then bring the shins parallel to the floor. Pull the navel in, lift the heart again, and then maybe extend the arms. And then take the arms straight out into a T. So we're going to work a lot with this sort of arm motion we're working with. And then bring them back in. And then take them up into that V. And back in. Your toes can be on the ground if that feels better for your back. And then straight up overhead, or they're here, your legs can also be straight. Good. Bend the knees, release the arms, left shin on top of the, or in front of the right now. Back in that easy cross-legged, sit back up on your blanket. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. From here, bow yourself forward, walk your hands forward, let the head hang. Breathe into your hips, breathe into your back body. Feel that space in the back of the heart and the side of the heart. Fill up with breath. Travel it all the way up into the back of the neck and the base of the skull. And then from here, take your hands and walk them over to the left. Stretch out through both arms. Take your left hand, or excuse me, your right hand anchored on top of your left, and then sink your right sit bone down, your right shoulder down, and breathe into those right ribs. Stretch out the intercostals all the way down the back. Head is just heavy here. Breath is really big, expansive. And then walk yourself back in. Take that left hand outside the left hip. Inhale, stretch your arm up, lift your heart up, and then exhale. Bend that elbow in toward your hip, drop the shoulder, reach the arm. Big inhale as you reach that arm, send that left or right knee forward and down. Good, and then again, your head is just in line with the spine, or if it feels better to let it go, you can let it go. And then take this arm straight out from the shoulder at a diagonal, micro bend the elbow, inhale, lift the heart, and as you exhale, press that hand back. Good, and then extend the arm, turn the palm down, and let yourself be pulled up. Again, hop off that blanket, come back to your Navasana, toes on the ground or shins parallel or legs straight. We're going to start with the arms up overhead. Inhale, stretch up, reach up. Think mountain pose in that upper body. And then turn the arms at a diagonal and press the thumbs back now. So your pinkies are still forward, thumbs back, but pull the ribs in and the belly in. Good. And then drop them straight out from the shoulders, palms forward, press the back of the hands back without letting the ribs flare forward. And then wrap the arms all the way around your shins. Set your feet down, or your hands are gripping your shins, whatever's available to you. Let your head just drop. It may or may not reach your knees. It doesn't matter. You just want to feel this kind of rounding in your back body. So whatever position allows you to do that. And as soon as you're holding on, let your back sink back a little bit. And take some big breaths. Beautiful. And then inhale and slowly lift the head. Release the grip. We're going to make our way onto our hands and our knees. So you can roll off to the side. You can cross at the ankles, whatever works. Once you come there, stack the shoulders right over the wrists and the knees right beneath the hips. Spread your fingers, spin your biceps forward. We're just going to come into some simple cat-cows. We're going to move kind of slow. So on the inhale, let your tailbone rise. Start to feel the heart extend forward and lift. As you do that, let the shoulders drop and then extend the neck. So you're not crunching the back of the neck, but it's an extension. Like imagine the crown of the head is lengthening forward and the tailbone is lengthening back in this nice even arc. And then as you exhale, curl the tailbone under, lift through the navel, press through the palms of the hands so your front ribs are lifting up to the back, and let your head drop. So now you have this nice rounded spine. And then close your eyes and let your own breath move you. Let the inhales open the front of the body, and the exhales open the back body. And you can pause at any place that feels interesting. Take a couple extra breaths there. You can move this more organically, circling out the ribs or the hips if that's feeling good to you. Good. And then on your next inhale, come neutral. Okay. Curl your toes under so you have a little bit more leverage. Sit back a little bit, walk your hands in. Now, if your toes don't like that, stay more upright. We're going to stretch our wrists. You're going to turn your hands away so that the palms are down, but fingers are pointing towards you. Start just your fingertips on the mat, and then the knuckles, and then the whole fingers, and then maybe your palms land down. This is all maybe. Go slow, go with what feels good on your wrist. And then once they're there, it might feel good to even lean back a little bit. Good. And then release that tension on the hands. Flip them over now, so fingers still point towards you, but now fingernails are on the mat, knuckles on the mat, fingers on the mat, back of the hands on the mat. Spread out your fingers, stay here, or again, it might feel good to sit back a little bit. Good, and then release that tension. Flip the palms back over. Walk the hands way forward. Keep the hips over the knees. Take an inhale, stretch long like you're trying to push or stretch the mat now in the opposite direction we did from our bridge. So push the mat out and then drop the heart down and drop the head down. Keep pushing the mat, pressing and extending. Lift the low belly, spin the biceps up, press the palms down. Good, and then soften your hips back to your heels. Take one arm at a time back behind you, embryo pose. Again, breathe into the back of the heart here as you drape over your thighs. And then again, come back up to your tabletop. Walk the hands back forward, spread the fingers, press the mat away, sink the heart and the head down. This time, keep pressing to the mat, but curl the toes under. Spin the biceps up, take an inhale, firm the belly on the exhale, straighten out the legs, downward facing dog. Now this might feel a little bit long, so you might step your feet up. And then from here, keep spinning the triceps into your face, and then bend the right knee and press your left heel down. And then bend the left knee and press the right heel down. You're starting to open into the back of the legs. And switch. And switch. Good. Now bend both knees. Press your chest back to your thighs. Keep wrapping your triceps in and get a big stretch for your upper back, arms, ribs. Good, and then maybe start to straighten both legs out. Beautiful. From here, walk your feet halfway forward. So you're in a pretty short down dog. Walk your hands halfway back. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and then exhale, just fold over the legs. They're hip distance, parallel. And then same thing, bend the right knee, bend the left knee. Just pedal out the knees here. Good. From here, walk your hands halfway back out, walk the feet halfway back out. So you're back in that down dog. Firm up the arms, triceps in. Look forward to your fingertips. Inhale, forward to high plank. Land those shoulders right above your wrists. Firm up your legs and your glutes and your navel. So ribs are lifting, navel's lifting, tailbone's lengthening. Heels are landing right over the toes. Biceps are spinning forward. Back of the heart is broad. Back of the neck is long. You can always have your knees on the floor to support your high plank. Couple more breaths. Starting to charge up all that muscular energy in the body. Exhale, take it back. Downward facing dog. We're going to do that a couple more times. Inhale. This time we're going to move slowly. Lift the heels, roll up over the toes, through the hips, through the shoulders, land shoulders over wrists. Press the heels back, firm up. Now think inner thighs rolling up, navel lifting up, tailbone lengthening, neck lengthening, breathing. Okay, next, exhale, back up, downward facing dog. This time inhale, look to the hands, and as you exhale, take a slow walk all the way to the top of the mat. Land with your feet hip distance and parallel. Slide your hands to your thighs. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. From here, inhale, come halfway up, hands to the hips, and then unhinge, come all the way up. Roll the shoulders back and down. Bring the palms forward, right by your hips. Take a moment and just breathe here. Close your eyes if you like. Feel your feet on the earth. Feel the bones stacking. Okay, go ahead and open the eyes. Start to feel that engagement in your core so everything's kind of hugging to the midline. Take the back of the hands and press them back without letting your ribs flare forward. So keep the ribs knitting in, keep the navel pulling back, keep the pelvic floor lifting, and press the back of the hands back. Neck is just long. Good. Release the hands. Take them up by your shoulders. Same thing, ribs stay in, navel stays in. Think that hollow position we did on the floor. Press the back of the hands back. Now your ribs want to flare forward, so don't let them. Find that's kind of teeter-totter. Arms back, but ribs in. Arms back, but ribs in. So your core is really working here. Okay, release that tension. Take the arms up into that V. Spin the thumbs back, press them back, and then same thing, your ribs want to flare. Pull them in, pull the belly in, press the arms back. So you're wide here in this V. Ribs in, thumbs back. Good. Release that tension. Arms up by the ears. Inhale, stretch tall. Ribs in, belly in, arms back. So they're coming back by your ears. Chin is parallel to the floor. Again, core should be working quite a lot here to stabilize you. Good. And then from here, exhale, just let the hands come right down through the heart, Anjali Mudra, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, come halfway up. Feel your back muscles turn on, soften the knees a little bit, lift the navel, lift the ribs, same thing, arms by your hips, palms down. So think, same thing we just did upright. If your back does not enjoy this, come upright and do it again. Take the arms straight out from the shoulders. Press the back of the arms up, hands up. Pull the front ribs up at the same time. Beautiful. And we're just going to pause here for this one. And then exhale and fold. Inhale, come halfway up. On the exhale, walk it back, downward facing dog. From here, inhale, take your right leg, reach it back and up. And then bend the knee and spin the hip open, but then press into your left arm so your shoulders stay squared. Take some big circles and move slow. So come in, out to the side, up and back, really slow. So you're in that whole hip joint. Do 2 to 1 direction and then go to the other direction. Good. And then extend the leg back and up. And on the exhale, bring the knee to the forehead, round in. Your left knee can come to the floor. You can skip this, or you can stay more in a down dog for a little bit more, or a little bit less work. Still work. Good. And then look to your right thumb and just set your foot there. Set the left knee to the floor. You might want extra padding for that knee. So feel free to flip your mat over or grab that blanket. And then inhale, come up, stretch the arms up just for a moment. Set up your foundation. Now front foot and back shin, anchor them and then drag them towards one another. Nice and upright here. So same thing, pelvic floor, low belly, and ribs are all in. Take the hands down by your hips. Inhale, sit up tall. You're guessing where we're going. Exhale, press the hands back, pull the ribs and belly in. Release that. Inhale, take the arms straight out from the side. Exhale, press the arms back, pull the ribs and belly in. So we want to open, but we also want to strengthen. Release that tension, take them out of V. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, take the arms back, ribs and belly in. Chin stays parallel the whole time, jaw stays relaxed. Release that, arms straight up over the shoulders. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, arms go back, ribs and belly come in. Feel that left glute charging to keep that foundation strong. Good. Keep this. Send your right sit bone a little closer to your right heel. Draw your outer right hip back. Keep pressing into your left shin. Keep reaching up through the arms. Keep drawing in through the ribs and the belly. From here, either keep this right arm up or set it to the thigh, you choose. We're going to drop this left arm. Pick up your left heel. Just pick it up without grabbing it. Just pick it up. Feel that hamstring. It's charging. It's probably maybe cramping. Work with it. And then grab it with your foot if it's available to you. If it's not, just work that hamstring strength. Stretch up through this right arm. Pull your heel into your bum. Pull your ribs and your belly back and in. Breathe here. Good. Now, maybe take this right arm around and grab for the inner edge of the foot. So now you're kind of interlacing your hands around the ankle. Now flex your foot in your hand. Inhale, lift the heart, roll the shoulders back, but pull the ribs and belly in. Then you might walk your right foot a little bit forward and then kick that left heel or left ankle into your hands. Right sit bone towards right heel, right hip back, ribs and belly, and kick and lift. Yeah. So you're kicking away from your bum now. Breathe. If this class isn't available to you, stay for 2 more breaths. You can be right here, and it'll give you a similar action. Or you can be right here. Yeah. Okay. Those that have the ankle, bring it back up to your bum. Activate that hamstring. Pull the belly and navel in. Release the foot, but keep it there. Take the arms up. Beautiful. Curl the toes under. Set the toes down. Set the hands down. You might unwind your mat here. Take an inhale. Get long in your spine. Exhale, long pyramid. So left heel high, right leg straightens. Inhale, lengthen over that front leg. Draw the hip back, and then exhale. And then slowly start to send that left heel back behind your toes. Try not to let it angle. And then keep drawing that right hip back as you elongate your spine forward. We might go a little over today. So if you're needing to leave right at 11, I'll give you an exit strategy. Okay. From here, bend that front knee, set your hands down, take it back, high plank or knees down plank. Inhale here, either with the knees down or through chaturanga, but either way, heart comes forward, shoulders draw back, and elbows draw in, lower to your belly. Okay, take one leg at a time. Point the toe, reach it back, anchor it down. Point the toe, reach it back, anchor it down. So big toes are next to one another, and they're pressing down into the mat. Arms are by your hips, palms down. Okay. From here on the inhale, heart forward, feet back, everything lifted, arms too. Now keep lifting your navel away from the floor, extending your legs back and your crown forward and lifting the back of the hands. Navel keeps lifting, navel keeps lifting. Good, release that a little bit, arms straight out from the shoulders. Inhale, press the back of the hands up, lift a little bit, lift the navel away from the floor so you're resisting the urge to push your belly in to lift you. Good, release down a little bit. If the arms overhead is too much, you'll just stay in those previous ones. Keep the legs lifted. Then take the arms at that V, lift up. Keep pointing the toes, lifting the heart, lengthening the neck. Good, release that arm straight up. Lift and reach, lift and reach, lift and reach. Make a pillow with the hands. Relax, rock the hips side to side. Take the knees wide, bend them and rock them side to side. Release the legs, set the wrists under the elbows. We're transitioning back to down dog. You have options. Press your hands and knees, tabletop to down dog. Reverse your push-up to down dog, either way. Transition on the exhale, push up, push back. Take a couple breaths here. Okay, other side. Inhale, take that left leg, reach it back and up. Triceps wrap in, spin the hip open, bend the knee. Press into your right arm. Take some big, slow circles, 2 to 1 direction. Really exaggerate them so you want to feel your hip working. And then 2 the other direction. Glute working, hip working, all together in that joint. And then extend the leg back and up. Inhale, lengthen out of the hip. Exhale, bring the knee in towards the forehead. Again, you have those options, knee to the floor, stay more up and in down dog. Look to your left thumb, set your foot to your left thumb, right knee to the floor, pat it up as you need to. Inhale, come into your low lunge to start with. Anchor that back shin, anchor that front foot, feel your foundation. You want to feel steady here. Steady the gaze, relax the jaw. Drop the hands down. Inhale, lengthen up, and on the exhale, press the back of the hands back, pull the ribs and belly in. As you do that, you're pressing your right shin bone down, and you're dragging that front foot and back shin towards one another, so this right hip flexor, right quad is opening also. Good. Release that arm straight out from the side. Press the palm or the back of the hands back. Pull the ribs and belly in. As you do that, again, you should feel that opening. Release that. Take the arms at that V. Inhale, tall. Exhale, thumbs go back. Ribs come in. Release that. Arms straight up overhead. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, arms by your ears, ribs and belly in. Stay here. Drop your left sit bone to your heel. Pull your outer left hip back. Pull your belly and ribs in. Keep pressing that front foot and back shin down and together. Stay here with the left arm lifted, or take the left hand to the thigh. Right hand's gonna spin down. Curl your right heel up. Feel your hamstring turn on, and then grab that ankle. Pull the heel into your bone. Pull the ribs in, pull the belly in. That's quad opening even more here. Relax the jaw, steady the gaze, steady the breath. Then, let this left arm flip around, thumb forward, pinky back, grab for the inner ankle. Now interlace the hands around the front of the ankle, flex the foot. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, roll the shoulders back, pull the ribs and the belly in, and then kick. Well, you might inch that front foot forward, and then kick the ankle into the hand, and sink that left sit bone forward, and pull the low belly in. And breathe. One more breath. Good. And then gently bring that heel back in. Keep pulling to the midline to create that steadiness. Heel in tight to your bum. Now try and keep it there, but release the arms. Flex the toes, set the foot down, set the hands down. Take an inhale, lengthen, and then exhale. Right heel high, left leg straightens, feet stay in that hip distance. Lengthen the heart and exhale, fold here. Okay. From here, just bend the front knee, pick up the back foot, step it forward, hip distance. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. Let the arms rest in the elbows and sway yourself side to side. Bend the knees, draw the belly in, and roll all the way to stand. Roll the shoulders back, spin the palms forward, close the eyes. If you're wanting to drop out right at 11, go ahead and come down. We're gonna do one more standing series and then come down and do back bends. You can either do this next standing series with us and then take Shavasana, or if you're wanting to do a back bend, which we're pretty warmed up for, come down, take a back bend, and then take Shavasana. Okay. Everybody else, bring your big toes to touch, let your heels be slightly separated. Inhale, sweep the arms up, anchor through the feet, and then lift up from the pelvic floor, the belly, the heart, and the crown. Open up the front of the body here. Stretch the arms by the ears, but keep the belly and the ribs in. Nice open standing back bend. And then exhale, belly in and forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. And on the exhale, walk it back to down dog. Inhale, take your right leg back and up. So I'll mirror you on this one. And on the exhale, set it right between your thumbs. Spin your left heel down. Roll up warrior two. Bend into your front knee. Spin your back hip open. Open your front knee. Take your front arm up, your left arm. Bend it into half archer. Right arm's going to come on the elbow. Spin the tricep in. Lift the elbow up. Walk the fingertips down your back. Okay. Stay here. Or if that clasp is available to you, or you have a towel handy, take the clasp for full archer. Breathe into the back of the heart, right where your hands are meeting. Keep your warrior two. Inhale, lift your heart, and then you're gonna reverse your warrior with your archer arms. Bend into that front knee, lift out of that. Bend into the right knee, lift out of the right elbow. Good. And then from here, bring yourself up. You're gonna spin onto the toes of the back foot and spin your hips forward. So now you're in a high lunge with those half archers. Bend that back knee, pull the belly in, straighten it. Breathe here. Gently unwind the arms, inhale, float them up. And on the exhale, we're gonna twist to the right. Left elbow outside that right knee. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale and rotate. Draw that outer right hip back. Lift the back of the left thigh. Good. Inhale and unwind. Set the hands down. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, prepare. Exhale to the belly. From here, again, each leg, take it, lengthen it, anchor it. Hands come behind you. Switch up your clasp. Roll the shoulders back. Anchor the feet this time. Lengthen the heart forward, lengthen the knuckles back, and lift up. Again, lift the navel, lengthen the neck. And lower down. Take an inhale, transition on your exhale. Inhale, reach your left leg back and up. Exhale, bring it through warrior two. Set it right between the thumbs, spin up. Windshield those arms up, settle into your pose. Roll the shoulders down, extend the arms. Open that front knee, press into the outer edge of your back foot. Steady your breath, steady your gaze. Flip or take that left arm up, bend at the elbow, so spin the tricep in so that the palm is on the back of the heart. Take this other arm, set it on the elbow, The back of the head's gently into the forearm, and the forearm's gently supporting the back of the head so the chin stays parallel. Stay here, or take this other arm, wrap it around, and grab your fingertips. Left elbow is up, tricep wrapped in, right elbow is down. Bend into that front knee. Inhale, lift into the heart, anchor into the legs, and then reverse it. Keep bending into that knee and lifting out of that left arm. And if this doesn't feel good on the arms, you can release it and do regular. Inhale, come back up. Here we go. We're gonna spin onto the toes of the back foot and bring your hips to face forward. Bend that back knee, pull the belly in, and then straighten it out. Gently release the clasp. Let the arms float up. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the heart. Rotate to the left. Inhale the heart forward. Exhale, draw the belly in and twist. Outer left hip draws in and back like you're trying to squeeze your hips together. And then inhale and unwind. Set the hands down. Exhale. High plank. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to the belly. Hands interlace again. Take the legs, lengthen them. This time on the inhale, everything's gonna lengthen and left. Lengthen, left. And then exhale, lower down. Wrists under the elbows, take an inhale. Exhale, transitions you back. Downward facing dog. Stay here or take child's pose, 5 breaths. If you want one final fluid transition or vinyasa with an up dog, feel free to take that here. We're gonna pause here for 4 more breaths. And then we're gonna come to the floor. So if you're wanting that final vinyasa, this is a good place. And then on the next inhale, look between your hands, and at the bottom of the exhale, step, walk, or float the feet right between your thumbs. Take an inhale and lengthen, and on the exhale, sit down. Extend the arms, sink the heels. Use your hands to help you down or counterbalance your hands. Okay. Extend the legs, extend the arms, and just roll yourself down. So you're gonna have options here. As we come into our back bend, we're gonna do 2 back bends, a bridge and then a wheel, or 2 bridges, or 1 bridge and that's it. Okay, so you can have your block handy, and both can be done with the block under the sacrum like we started. So walk the feet in, take an inhale, lengthen the spine, and on the exhale, press your feet into the earth, lift the hips. Now your block can slide under your sacrum, beautiful place to be, and a more passive back bend. You can stay here with the arms relaxed by your side, or you can take the hands under you, interlace, and roll the shoulders under you. Press into your arms, lift your hips and lengthen them, and breathe here. Inner thighs drawing together and down. So think knees trying to traction in front of the hips, toes pointing the same direction as your knees, and breathing here. Okay, so you can stay here, or release the arms, lower down for a moment, let the knees just drop in, resettle that sacrum. Option to do that again, with or without the block, or option to come into full wheel. So, from there, reset yourself up for your bridge. Take an inhale. As you exhale, curl the tailbone, press the feet up. Roll the shoulders under you again, and then lift the elbows and take the fingers pointed back towards your shoulders, a little bit wider than your shoulders, and then hug your elbows in. Take an inhale here. You're gonna transition to the top of your head without really letting any weight be on the top of the head. So push in your hands and your feet, maybe come here. You're still resting, hug the elbows in, take an inhale, exhale, press the arms straight. Hug the inner thighs together and down, press the arms in, breathe. You can lift the heels high, spin the knees in, and then set the heels back down. 2 more breaths. And then to come out, same way. Slowly bend the elbows, tuck the chin, land to the back of the head, roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. Till you land flat to the earth, let the knees drop in. Relax the arms and just feel your body. We're gonna warm down that back bend with just a little bit of ab engagement. So bring the knees back over the hips, pull the belly in, pull the ribs towards one another and down. Get the hands behind the head and the neck. Curl your head and shoulders up. Take one leg straight to the sky, lift the elbows straight up. Bend that knee. Take the other leg straight up to the sky. Exhale, lift the elbows straight up, pull the navel straight down. Both knees together, lift up. Keep your head or extend the arms and breathe. Good. Lower your head down to the floor, lower your legs, set them wide, relax the arms, windshield wiper the knees. Side to side. Beautiful. Bring the knees in, grab a hold of them and make some circles on the ceiling with your knees. Massage out that outer rim of the sacrum. And then go the other direction. And then take the knees wide to your shoulders and rock side to side, massaging along the side of the spine. Side of the back. And you can be in happy baby here if you want a little bit more hips, or you can just keep the knees for a little less intensity. Just do what feels good. You can straighten the legs also. Beautiful. And then just bring the knees together, set the feet down, let the knees open, let the arms come into this loose cactus. Close the eyes, take a deep breath in through the nose, fill everything up. And on the exhale, let it out the mouth. 2 more like that. Take a big inhale, fill up as if you're taking into every crevice of the body, and then exhale and blow it all out the mouth. 1 more big full inhale. And exhale, side out. Let the arms and the legs release into your final resting pose, Shavasana. Take whatever props you want here, make any little adjustments or wiggles you need here so that you can settle in and allow your body this time to integrate all of that prana you've created, all of that energy. Let it absorb into your body, into your mind, into your whole being. I'm going to read an excerpt from the book, Healing the Heart of the World. And this particular passage was written by Fred Mittauer, who also was my massage teacher. And this book was written years ago, but it seems quite applicable to today. This pivotal time period is filled with great possibilities alongside the inevitable suffering that a dying species evokes. But suffering can lead to enlightenment, as Buddha invited us to see, for without suffering, we seldom develop our compassion. And so it is appropriate that as we open to our healing, we will touch what needs to be healed. And there we will find our shadow sides that hunger for the light, not unlike the way a photograph develops from a negative to make a positive. I call these shadow sides our dragons, for they can be fierce and protective and scare us away. But there is a spiritual service they provide, and it is sacred.
For in the law of polarity, we need to feel our weakness to find our strength, our pain to find our pleasure and joy, our fear to find our security and safety, and our loneliness to find our capacity to love. The ancient myths throughout the world describe dragons turning into princesses at the last moment. Quote, perhaps all the dragons of our lives are princesses who are only waiting to see us once beautiful and brave, says poet Rainer Maria Rilke. Quote, perhaps everything terrible is in its deepest being something helpless that wants help from us. Perhaps we humans can awaken from the consensus trance that tells us that the best way to live is to get comfortable and avoid pain at all costs. Perhaps our terrible dragons and deepest sufferings are nature's way of compelling us to investigate the mystery hidden by the ancient elders deep within the cellular matrix of a human body. And perhaps our struggles are designed to humble us so that we cannot help but surrender to the mystery that wants us to know it for all that it is. If you wish to stay in Shavasana, please stay just as you are. If you're ready to begin transitioning, just start by feeling the body. By feeling the breath come and go. By feeling that expansion and contraction. And then slowly letting some movement come back into your body. Whatever feels called to move until once again both hands come to land right on the heart. And you feel that deepened connection with yourself. You feel that trust in your inner wisdom and your heart of hearts, that deep knowing. And send your whole being love and gratitude, compassion and respect. May we be at peace. May our hearts remain open. May we be awakened to the light of our true nature. May we be healed. May we be a source of healing and kindness for all beings. Namaste. Thank you all so much for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And much love to all of you. Thank you.